guys, I just want to look interior my house. Inside the living room, got my artificial flower here hanging plant. Okay, this is my work today. Interior inside the house. Just doing it.
But yeah, once we get over to the Philippines, we have a lot of work still we want to do on the house. And we've done a majority of it already. Our house in the Philippines we bought in 2019, and we've done a little bit of work each year over there. So a lot of stuff is left now, kind of minor projects. The big majority of the work is done. The more expensive stuff is done. So when we get back over, we'll be busy again. Just kind of finishing everything up. We've got some flooring we want to replace. We've got another air conditioner to put in upstairs. Cecile wants to replace some of the windows on the house. And we're going to do something with our front wall. Change. Let's go straight down the sidewalk here. So we're going to have the pouring rain, we're hearing some thunder, and the sky got pretty dark. So we got our umbrellas just in case.
Now, I put my artificials. So I need to put this. I bought this Chinita cheap. Okay.
We're gonna get Joe Biden out of the way. Now, what's he doing now?
Wow.
What's he doing?
Broken.
You know, he wanted to debate the
complete disarray, so figured he'd give a speech in not a swing state, but in Montana. More of the same deranged, unhinged Donald Trump. But I think perhaps when he gives these speeches in the evening, it's extra deranged. Just take a look at that again as well.
I hear he's gonna make it. He's gonna walk into the room and he's gonna say, I want my presidency back. I want another chance to debate Trump. I want another chance.
I mean, seriously? Seriously. And if we couldn't even get more deranged than that, well, yes, again, here we go.
And now she doesn't want any of it. And then they accused me of being horrible when I questioned her. She wanted to be non-energy independent. She wants big windmills all over the place. Windmills. Put a windmill on top of the building. We have so much oil under our feet. We have more liquid gold under our feet than any country in the world, including Saudi Arabia and Russia.
Yeah, I mean, if you thought the press conference that he gave in Mar-a-Lago yesterday was untethered from reality, well, let me just share with you this, play this clip.
Kamala Harris, you know, it's interesting. Nobody really knows her last name. If you ask people, you know what her last name is? Nobody has any idea what it is. Harris. It's like Harris. I don't know how the hell did this happen. Sometimes referred to as Kamala. You just get about 9 different ways of pronouncing the name. And because the press is so dishonest, no matter how you say it, they'll say you were wrong. You were wrong. I don't care if I get it right. Actually, I couldn't get it right. I actually haven't been accused that I know of calling it wrong, but if I did, they'd say that he did it on purpose. And you could do that. I've done a lot of bad name calling, where you call somebody that you know how to say the name perfectly, and you call it on purpose. They say, sure, you made a mistake. I said, no, I didn't.
Whatever you want to call this, your latest clip.
Remember when I used to always walk up to the press under the helicopter or under the wing of the plane and talk to them? Which I loved it because if I didn't like their question, I could say, I can't hear the helicopters. But they do many versions of it. Nobody ever did that before, you know. That was it. And they copy, everybody copies me. So,
By the way, is he ever going to talk about like any policy at all? Or is he just going to double and quadruple down on whatever the heck this is here? Play the clip.
people are going to write out one standard speech, you read it from beginning to end. You know what happened? You start walking out, they say, oh, look, Trump's not holding. How about yesterday? They said, oh, she had a big crowd, oh, her crowd. The press is talking about the crowd. In New Jersey, I had 107,000 people. The press never even talked about it. Right? They don't talk. Because they're fake. I went to South Carolina. We had 82,000 people. You know,
Oh, wow. Take it out.
Since becoming a presidential
Take it out.
candidate, she has refused to do a single interview. You know why? Because she's dumb. Oh,
Yeah, this may be one of the more strange events I think I've ever seen in my life. But when it comes to Donald Trump, though, it's par for the course. Here's another one here. Play this clip.
they want to go on a record that's a fake record. They have a fake record, both of them. How about the new guy? How do you like him?
Yeah. Did you see earlier, too, that even Joe Rogan, like his biggest supporter, Joe Rogan said that he's not supporting Donald Trump anymore. He said that he's going to be endorsing RFK. And Trump was like, it will be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed the next time he enters the UFC ring back in 2024. Of course, Donald Trump are going to be declining in the polls when you behave this way. Just post it out. Biden over and over again, by the way, was the front page of Drudge. MAGA running out of steam. Poll shows the Don losing Miami. Rogan jumps ship. We did a video also. Is now down in his favorite betting site as well. Here, we'll show you play this clip.
The most that she wants it to be an ABC because ABC with George Stephanopoulos. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, and more just kind of bizarre, whatever you want to call this, here, play this clip.
He said, well, think of that. Think of the things I just said. Then he said, you know, I think J.D. Vance is weird. You know, it's a word that they use. I think he calls me that too. No, we're not. We're very solid people. We want to have strong borders. We want to have good elections. We want to have low interest rates. We want to be able to buy a house. We want great education. We want strong borders. I think we're very, actually, I think we're the opposite of weird. They're weird. You know what they do? They work with the press on coming up with a soundbite, just a soundbite. And all the networks, CBS, ABC, NBC, they all said, oh, they will go through it. It's unbelievable. You know, it's not a word that's really used too much in politics, but it's a terrible thing that they can do this. It's just a soundbite. No, J.D. Vance is a great patriot, and he's...
By the way, just rambling over and over again, we watch this, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. We make our editorial decisions here, just so we don't play these things live. I just show you the clips of it. And as I watch him live, and even as I'm watching these clips over and over again, I'm like, what? Here, play this one.
That's a few months now. The numbers are much worse. They've let an invasion of our country happen, but I took a look. And because I took that look, I mean, what are the chances of that? So I just want to thank everybody, because I'll tell you what, the level of love and compassion and all of the things that we all went through, that was a terrible thing. And we're going to be very careful. We have to be very careful.
Whatever the heck this is here, play the clip.
I'm just saying, you know, let's take a look at the immigration numbers that we had, because they're great numbers. They're the best numbers in the history of our country. The Border Patrol did that, Charlie. Thank you very much, Border Patrol. I appreciate it. But the Border Patrol did that.
I promise you these things almost winding down. I have to share with you how dangerous and unengineered these things are, so here, play this clip.
This is, by the way, being president is a dangerous profession. You know, this is a very dangerous, this is not the safest profession out there, but let's talk about women. I think suburban women like me a lot. You know, it's fake stuff. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
Take a look at this, play this clip.
And that's it. Except I was wrong. We didn't become social. We're going beyond socialism. We're becoming, if they get in, a communist, full-blown communist country. Gee, these are fierce people. These are fierce people. They don't even know who the head of our country is. Who do we have? Are we dealing with Biden? Biden probably should get out, but she should get out also. I think they should both get out. I'll tell you what. Do we have a volunteer? Yes, I will volunteer. Okay? We have to straighten out. We have to straighten out our country. They're not going to.
And then let me just show you this. It's all you play this one.
Deportation. He didn't want the person deported.
All right, I'll do one more. Here, play this one.
They're laughing at America. They're laughing at your United States. But with your vote, the rain will be you know, it's weak rain. It's an incompetent rain. But they want to put good people in jail that shouldn't be in jail. It's a very dangerous rain, actually, and people aren't going to take it. It's a very dangerous rain, led by very incompetent people.
Well, there you go. Dangerous in Montana. I don't even know how to describe that other than hit subscribe. We're on the way to 3 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas and myself.
Okay.
Just when you thought you'd heard enough insanity from the disgraced former president, Donald Trump calls a press conference.
I think that our country is right now in the most dangerous position it's ever been in from an economic standpoint, from a safety standpoint. Both gangs on the street and frankly gangs outside of our country in the form of other countries that are frankly very powerful. They're very powerful countries and we don't know what we're doing. We have the
Everyone, welcome to the show. So things just keep getting worse and worse for Donald Trump. I'm so here for it. His rambling press conference yesterday just freaked me out. He has his own campaign staff concerned about his mental state. The biggest podcaster in the world just endorsed another candidate. His running mate spit in the wind. He's now covered in stolen valor saliva. And MAGA is out there blaming everyone but Trump.
He withdrew.
Breaking news as we call the heirs of Earstorm. Breaking news as we call the heirs of Earstorm slammed the northeast of tornado warning just outside New York City. Horrifying images show a passenger plane falling from the sky and the mad dash of the Olympics. Sha'Carri Richardson's dream finally comes true. First tornado threats and flash flood can see in the northeast. A deluge thanks to Debbie. Remnants of the hurricane caused flooding from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. Floodings born high water in some areas could last for days. In New York, a state of emergency, thousands of flights impacted. Throw as the images come in. Also tonight, terrifying moments as the plane falls right out of the sky, spiraling to the ground. More than 60 people on board. The plane slamming into a neighborhood and bursting into flames. Breaking news in the race to the White House. Sources tell ABC News Donald Trump's plane was diverted.
Okay guys, I got it. And then I will be doing my part. My new part.
Announces his retirement today. Heels of the governor calling on him to resign. Tonight, with the Middle East on edge over Israel, who's with the comes as the Biden administration renews its push for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. The golden moment at the Summer Games, one of the biggest stars for Team USA wins her first gold medal. U.S. men's and women's basketball teams, along with the women's soccer team, all hoping for a golden finale in Paris. 3 visitors charged with vandalizing one of the most popular parks in America. Prosecutors say they face possible prison time for firing paintballs throughout Shoplifter. Tonight, tribute to charismatic golf legend Kiki Rodriguez, played in style and color all of his own. And the big surprise is that the ultimate Disney fan experience, sneak preview of the new Disney Magic.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Dave Muir.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. I'm Lindsay Davis. We're tracking tornado threats and severe storms across the Northeast this hour. But we do begin tonight with chilling images of passenger planes in a free fall from the sky. The video is alarming.
Testing Minister!
Helplessly to the ground near Sao Paulo, Brazil. Pilots clearly had no control. More than 60 passengers and crew on board. Plane slamming into a residential neighborhood, at least one home going up in flames. Authorities are now trying to determine just what went wrong. This is Maggie Woolley with the song.
Tonight, this was the horrific moment a plane carrying 61 passengers and crew plummeted to the ground in Brazil, killing everyone on board.
Yeah, like
The two engineers of the Boeing airline were
Not crash?
spinning out of control toward
Wow.
a residential neighborhood.
Wow, the window.
never just
This man was emotional, saying he was late for the flight and was not allowed on.
All on the
Now,
board.
for the
Oh,
airport
the
workers,
pictures.
he
Oh
says
my God,
safety is
61 there. Oh my gosh.
The flight taking off
Brazil?
from Amsterdam in the state of Paraná, back to Sao Paulo. Shortly before landing, the ATR-72 jet dropped
Oh, Lord, then.
17,000 feet
That's
in
not
just 1 minute.
good news.
Usually this sort of thing occurs because the flight crew was not able to maintain or did not maintain enough airspeed. Clearly it was a stall spin. How we got into it is what we don't know.
The devastating wreckage ablaze in this residential neighborhood. At least one house damaged, large parts of the plane smoldering, the debris littering yards. One person on the ground also injured.
And Lindsay, today, Brazil's president held a minute of silence for the victims of that crash. Now, at this point, Brazilian authorities are leading the investigation, but it is possible that U.S. investigators become involved as well. Right now, the focus is on recovering those black boxes. Lindsay, they can prove vital into figuring out exactly what went wrong. Lindsay, our hearts certainly go out to the victims' families. Maggie, thank you. And now to that developing story here at home. A deadly storm slamming the northeast of this hour. A tornado warning not far from New York City. Flash flood threats from South Carolina into New England. Hundreds of flights have now been canceled. Before Peter Rabbit, the remnants of Hurricane Debby deliver one final blow. Heavy rain and winds gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Systems forming a confirmed EF1 tornado passing over a shopping center in Marshallton, Delaware. Flash flooding hitting northern Pennsylvania. Cars and structures swept away. Authorities warned extensive flooding along the East Coast for several days. Here's ABC's Trevor Ross.
Tonight, Swiftwater rescue teams rushing to save families and pets amid flash flood emergencies. Debbie delivered one final punch in the Northeast. Structures swept away in the Grand Rapids in rural Westfield, Pennsylvania, near the New York border.
I could walk across if I wanted to.
Becca Sackrider recorded this video while trapped on her porch.
It was a very scary experience for me, honestly. It looks like a tree or something is beyond controlling my vehicle there.
What's left of what was Hurricane Debbie hurtling north after slamming the Washington, D.C. area, inundating streets in Alexandria and Annapolis. Tornado warnings forcing people inside the U.S. Capitol complex to shelter in place for a time. Trees crashing onto homes across the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area.
That was very wooded and insulation. Got cold out of that.
Right there.
Overnight in Delaware, families
Okay,
covered
so-
this strip mall. A tornado touches it. Firm EF1 packing 95-mile-an-hour winds, path of damage up to 150 yards wide and more than a mile long. And while Debbie has pulled winds to there are still floods.
Make no mistake, this stubborn storm and its effects are not.
And Lindsay, this storm and other bouts of severe weather have caused travel problems all week. And once again today, we've had about 1,000 flights canceled nationwide and many thousands more delayed. Lindsay?
A lot of disruptions, Trevor. Thank you. Let's get right to meteorologist Lee Goldberg from our partner station WABC here in New York. Lee, time this all out for us.
All right, Lindsay, so Debbie's final act is to drench the Northeast. The Lola was once a hurricane. That's running from upstate New York into New England. Flood watches down the coast. We have to deal with this through the first part of the night. There's a tornado watch until 10 o'clock. We're already seeing power outages across Vermont. As it moves across New England and out of Long Island, there's still heavy downpours, some gusts to 50 miles an hour, isolated tornadoes. But what a change by tomorrow morning. It clears off the coast. We start to lose the humidity. The sun comes back. It starts a great stretch of weather, but then all eyes are on the tropics again. A flurry of new activity. Storm could develop over the next 7 days as it approaches the Lesser Antilles. The next named storm would be Ernesto. Busy?
Now forecasting a highly active hurricane season ahead. Lee, thank you. Tonight, sources tell ABC News Donald Trump's plane was diverted in Montana late today because of a mechanical issue. Trump attended his first campaign event of the week while Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz campaigned in Arizona. Trump once led President Biden there by an average of more than 5 points. That's a different race, and some new polls show Harris gaining ground. Here's ABC's Selena Wang.
Tonight, former President Trump's campaign plane diverted, forced to land in Billings, Montana due to a mechanical issue, according to the airport. Trump and members of his team seen walking off the plane onto the tarmac, continuing onto Bozeman on the private jet. Both campaigns heading west. With less than 90 days to go, tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris and her new running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, rallied in the key swing state of Arizona in a battle to keep the state blue. In July, former President Trump was averaging a 5.5-point lead over President Biden. Now, with Harris in the race, it's a virtual tie. Harris putting the Sunbelt states back in play and stayed in his first stop on the trail this week, making an appearance to boost the Republican candidate trying to unseat Democratic Senator John Tester. At his Mar-a-Lago news conference, Trump weighed in on abortion, saying it's going to be a very small issue in the election, while seeming to suggest he's open to blocking access to the abortion pill Mifepristone.
Would you direct your FDA, for example, to revoke access to Mr. President?
You could do things that would supplement absolutely. And those things are pretty open and humane. But you have to be able to have a vote. All I want to do is give everybody a vote.
Harris pouncing, saying he has made clear that he needs the federal government to rip away access to medication abortion, effectively banning abortion nationwide. We will not let him.
Let's give right to Selena Wang at the White House for us. Selena, what more are we learning about former President Trump after that diverted mandate?
Sources close to Trump tell us that everyone on the plane is fine, that this was not an emergency. Trump is still planning to hold his rally tonight in Bozeman, Montana. Meanwhile, the White House is announcing that next week President Biden and Vice President Harris will hold their first trip together since Vice President Harris became the Democratic nominee.
Selena Wang for us, thank you. Now, late developments tonight in the deadly police shooting of Sonia Massey in Illinois. The deputy charged with the murder remains behind bars. Just a short time ago, the embattled sheriff who hired him announced his retirement. It comes just days after the governor there called him to resign. Here's ABC's Everett Action.
Tonight, growing fallout from the deadly shooting of Sonia Massey by an Illinois sheriff's deputy. The embattled sheriff who hired that deputy is stepping down. Jack Campbell saying in a statement he's retiring, writing, "It has become clear that the current political climate has made it nearly impossible for me to continue effectively in my role." Massey was gunned down in her own home by Deputy Sean Grayson, who responded to her call to police about a possible prowler. Grayson, seen here in jail, was fired and charged with murder, but the sheriff has faced calls for his resignation from Massey's family.
Justice for Sonia Massey!
And questions about Grayson's troubling history in law enforcement. Campbell had insisted he'd stay on the job.
I am not resigning.
But he apologized to the community for Massey's death.
Wow, perfect
Sexually
night.
abusing a Palestinian detainee. The judge rejecting those
My
jar.
My plant of the rubber plant, guys.
US calling for a full investigation.
Zero tolerance for sexual abuse, rape of any detainee, period.
Lindsay, back to that US push for a ceasefire in Gaza. ABC News just getting a statement from Iranian officials at the UN. They're doubling down on Iran's right to retaliate against Israel, but saying that response will be, quote, time and conducted in a manner not to the detriment of a potential
Good
ceasefire
now.
in Gaza.
That's my interior decoration. My house. Now look good now. Green, green, a lot of green. I love it. That's good.
It's the largest battle on Russia's side of the border since the start of the war.
No,
Tonight,
it's
the
look
USA is in their
good.
golden finale of the Summer Games.
Okay, it's look good now.
Richardson, Whitaker first, and the big gold medal.